Welcome to the bold analysis. If someone lied to you that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was going home to wrestle in Ichaweri, then that was a political gimmick. I have seen the way President has emerged as a peace champion in Africa, and you just fall in love with it. I think Uhuru is enjoying his time best in what he's doing. Look at the humility that is being that is portraying. He went to DRC Congo and even held interview with a community radio station. I think I played that interview for you here. On his way to Goma, meeting with some is it IDPs, internal displaced persons? Okay, I think internally displaced communities there. They really cried out to him, and anasimama, anaongelesha, anawasikia. I think President is really enjoying his time. If you've been following the DRC, if you've been following his peace mission, Uhuru is really enjoying his time. I can attest to this. The handshake that Uhuru had with Raila at the sunset of his tenure was well calculated. A president that is seen as cool kid, I think that handshake is what is giving Uhuru Kenyatta peace credentials in Africa. I can tell you, we yap and make all the noises here. It is not very easy for two factions to come together. Tigray have been fighting for years. You see that one of Morocco and Al-Sharawi, and now this one of government and the rebels in the east of DRC. We've just been yearning. There have been a lot of peace efforts in South Sudan. I'm not even sure that has yielded some fruits. So what has really uplifted President Uhuru Kenyatta is that handshake, because it was a sign of love, it was an act of humility, an act of care. I agree with my good friend Jackie, who says that, Kevin, relationship between Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta was that of a father and a son. Hold it there. Listen to his message from Congo. And he seems to be telling William Ruto something that will be the gist of this analysis.
Langu ni moja peke yake. Uwe wewe ni kabila gani? Uwe wewe ni mrefu ni mfupi? Uwe wewe umetoka Goma ama umetoka Kinshasa ama umetoka wapi? Hii ni nchi yako. Na nataka niwaeleze ndugu na dada zetu wa Kongo ya kwamba wengine kutoka nje watatafuta njia ya kuwagawa, lakini hawagawi nyinyi kwa sababu ya kuwapenda. Wanawagawa kwa sababu ya yale ambaye wenyewe wangependa kufaidika kwa taifa lenu. Ni jukumu la kila Mkongo kujua ya kwamba usiangalie kabila ya mwenzako. Uangalie kwa makini uaminifu wako kwa nchi yako, uzalendo wako kwa nchi yako, na ujue ya kwamba mkitaka mema lazima muungane na mushirikiane na mufanye kazi pamoja.
I've been vocal here speaking about, are we really getting the value for what it is? And the former president, of course, he was saying, one of the things that has caused these problems in DRC is scramble for the natural resources there. Scramble for the minerals DRC have been also at the center of that war. I know there are many other factors into it. And I want to concur with former President Uhuru Kenyatta that we must be wary of the foreigners. They are good for foreign investments that coming back home. Of course, not that it's more bad. I'm not saying bad light, but what I'm simply saying is that true to what President Uhuru Kenyatta is saying, we must be wary of foreign powers. Uhuru Kenyatta was a president in this country for 10 years. And this was the custodian of our foreign policy. The custodian of the foreign policy of a country is the powerful CEO of the country, and that is the president. So that's why I'm saying that from what Uhuru Kenyatta is saying, he's speaking from a point of authority and a point of knowledge. He's not just making that statement because he's speaking about peace. And I want to point out 4 things. That the interest of foreigners in Africa is market. They want to exploit a market, but sometimes they come with very punitive policies and loans, credits. The thing here is we are a market. Look at all these projects. We are a market. We don't have SDRs here. The SDR that we are having here is not what is in UK. It's not what is in US. It's not, I'm not sure about US. It's not what is in Australia. So we are a market, and they always come for the market. And when you come to the market, you go to the market to make a profit. That is why you'll be given a credit of 460,000 to do SDR. Then revenue stream, you use it to repay the loan for 20 years. Now, this is someone who's going to make profit for 20 years. Think about it if you're the one doing business. So it's true that Africa must be wary of the foreign powers. One of the biggest challenge is disruption of democratization of Africa, because the foreigners thrive on our instabilities. Sorry to say, I am a journalist by background, and what I'm going to say is we've always complained that when the international media come to this country, we have very beautiful and inspiring, innovative stories, but they will always take their lenses in the middle of Turkana to show how things are so bad. They will always take their lenses in the middle of Kibera to show how we have the largest slum. They will penetrate to get to the middle of a violence to show how bad the country. And I remember one of the analysts was actually saying that, oh, we have good stories. Why don't you tell us our good stories? So what is happening here is the democratization of Africa, bit of it, that disruption comes from the foreign powers. Here in this country, we spoke about Venezuelans interfering with our election. We talk about the Jose Camagostic. The Jose Camagos were his, and that was foreign infiltration. Everything we do here is by then we analyze and I kickstarted that narrative of foreign infiltration. So what are we talking about? Even our election infrastructure, the digital infrastructure, we import it from the foreigners. So there is nothing that is casted. Mr. We are in the middle to find superpowers. US want to be superpower, who doesn't want to be there. So what Uhuru Kenyatta is saying is making a lot of sense, that Africa, the foreigners, they thrive here because of our problems. And it's a very powerful message to William Ruto. As you refine your foreign policy, Waziri Alfred Mutua said in Egypt that we are a leading country, not either side. And I think after securing the deal from British, you've seen now a couple of meetings. Waziri Murkomen was meeting a delegation from China for the extension of the 656 billion DKA project, extension of the terminus. That's it. As we refine our foreign policy, we must also be wary of some disruptions that is there, because we are a nation. We don't want to sink. We can't sink again. They will not help us to solve our election problems, because they will use those problems to show how we are to their masses. Not even that, plant leadership that can sing to their tune. That's the end of my bold analysis, guys. Let's meet in the next.